Oh my God, what is this? What's going on over here? Excuse me, I never signed any disclosure documents. Are you coming to steal my technology? Who are you?
Welcome to the Fox Den.
All right, so welcome everyone to the Fox Den. We're in episode 2 right now with my new friend who I don't believe I've even met in person. But your name is Mike Merker.
I believe we're going to start with a hi. Hi, my name's Mike Merker. I'm a lifelong technologist and a patented inventor, and I spend all day. Even my wife's like, "What's going on?" All day thinking about and tinkering with hardware and getting as deep into it as possible.
So you're a hardware guy, but you have a toy company. Is that correct?
Yes, actually. Do you have what's your favorite song? Alouette, chante l'alouette.
So
Let
hold
me.
on. So these
Oh,
what you're showing us here are songs, but they're actually made out of some kind of a Lego type plastic. What's happening here?
what's happening here? Uh, this is a song. What do you see? You don't see the song yet.
When I'm looking at that, it looks like you took a bunch of Legos on a waffle fryer, a waffle maker, and just melted it by mistake, and out comes this contraption that.
Okay, no, this is a QR code. This is a futuristic QR code for a song or any piece of media in any language in a universal spatially mappable format. And you're looking at the guy who owns the patent.
This guy owns the patent. Please don't steal this patent.
If,
So this.
no, 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 you got it all wrong. You try to steal it,
I'm
and then
trying to steal the QR
I'll
code.
sue you and take your whole company, Sony. Come after me. You 250,000 Japanese people in Japan. Oh, we're on the Tokyo Stock Exchange. Bring it on. You're talking to a yid here. I'm a Jewish guy. I will eat all of you. Gobble gobble like Pac-Man.
You are a Jewish entrepreneur, and I love having Jewish entrepreneurs on the podcast because there's so many opportunities happening, and especially with entertainment and games, and that's exactly what you're doing. So, what did you think you were going to do when you were 18 years old, and what did you think you were going to be doing, and what changed for you? Did you think you were going to be a toy maker when you were 18?
No, no, no. I am infant in the complicated space of technology. I am up against the world. When I was 18, I thought I would be a chemical engineer.
A chemical engineer, so you went pretty far off from that
Pretty
idea.
far off. Oh, I have my mother comes over. She's like, Mikhail, what is going on in your basement? You never should have dropped out of the University of Toronto chemical engineering. Are you crazy? Yeah,
So does she see you more like a mad scientist type figure?
I wish. Yes, exactly. Yes, that is. But only now, in the last year of my life, has my mother been like, okay, I think I understand what's going on here. My son is completely crazy, but that's a necessary quality to be an inventor. So Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem. That means, thank God. Uh, Baruch Hashem. You've made something of yourself, even though your Jewish mother may or may not approve. Is that correct?
Not only is that correct, but I worked for her. I worked for her for years. Michael, You have to come to work on time. Oh no, but I'm up. It's late at night, and I have to take apart the electronics. Michael, no. This is investment banking. You will behave. You will come when I tell you to come. I'm like, oh hell no, you're not happening. Not happening. No way.
Let me ask you before. What were you doing? What was your work for your mother looking like? What kind? What capacity was that?
I was a filing clerk, part time, from the ages of, what was that, 17 to about 20, 24, yeah, around there for about 7 years.
Yeah.
About that, yeah. Well, I started it was Scotia McLeod Investments. My mom was an investment advisor. And what happened? I was part time, so I would come there 2 3 hours. I got paid $15 an hour, and I would do like filing and help try to organize some basic things for herself, for like her business. So I would watch. I learned entrepreneurship from my mom. That was my first taste.
Beautiful. So that led you on the path to what you are today, which is toy maker.
Yeah, I use the term inventor character. I use the term mad scientist, but yes, in normal business parlance, that's exactly what it is. Yes.
Okay, so so you invented this idea of turning a song using these QR codes for songs. So let me ask you, what was the impetus to begin this journey of turning these colorful objects into songs? How did this all start for you?
I'll tell you how it started. I was in Las Vegas at a Inventor conference, was one key area. In fact, here's the hat I got from there. And I was in a booth with 30 other people who were all crazy inventor types. There was that component which really pushed it into seriousness. But actually, it all started with Manishtana was the first one. And here it is. And these are all, it's hard to see, but this is it. This was Manishtana as like a secret code. Yeah.
So Manishtana, the four questions that we read on Passover song, right? Why is this night different from all other nights? That was the first song. You have the Haggadah. You still have the Haggadah ready after the Pesach. That was the first song that you created.
Yeah.
And how does this actually work? If you were to if you're talking to someone who's a 4-year-old right now, how does this work if I want to go and purchase one of these for my kids?
Great question. So if you're 4 years old, here is a 7x7 grid for a 4-year-old. How does it work? You take it started with Hebrew. It started with Hebrew songs, but how does it really work? All you do is you take like the first letter of each word, give it, identify it on a fixed chart where you have, where is that? Let me get my color by number guy. There it is. Yellow is 1, and gray is 2, and red is 3, and blue is 4, and green is 5, and purple is 6, and brown is 7. That's the language, that's the system, the computerized system. And the way it works is for each color, number, thing, I attach a couple letters in a fixed way. That's the technology. And then you can take, with this idea, computerized, you can actually take any song in any language and turn it into something like this. This would be one, this is like one song, so to speak. One song with like 10 verses. That's the concept.
So you take this stack, and what do you actually are you snapping a QR code with your phone for every single layer, or how does that?
No, this is the code. This is it. You scan this and music plays. It's not a finished invention. It's being developed. This is what you call research and development. You are not when you have the cure for cancer, then the world goes, "Oh, this Jewish guy in his basement discovered the cure for cancer." Until closer to the cure, you're actually completely mentally ill, and you have to figure out what do you say to your wife and 5 kids when people ask what their father does for a living. That's the first challenge.
Well, are your kids proud to tell their friends what their father does for a living?
None of them are. In fact, no. I'm not. I haven't yet perfected the system to the point where anyone in the entire world cares. The only people who care is a rabbi who I've known for 20 years, and he is like, "Oh, this is actually starting to come together. You're not completely insane after looking at all your insane inventions." And a small handful of other people, mentors, advisors, people of tremendous wealth and power, people who hate me, people who love me. Everyone pushes me more every day to to figure this out better each day. That is what I do. That is what I do. I'm to perfect the technology that deals with an enormous amount of big data, like the set of all songs in all languages, and to calculate each one's unique pattern perfectly until the day comes when I have it calculated enough. The entire world, minus a tiny handful of people, think and know for sure that I am completely crazy. But I tell them I'm the guy who can go right into all the data like a number muncher and eat it and consume it and perfect it. And then you go to a Jewish lawyer with a yarmulke and you go, "I'd like to file a patent." And he says, "Well, that will be $10,000." And then you hope your wife doesn't figure out how much a patent costs while she's screaming about which shekels to buy, which is real life, everybody.
Was it $10,000 to buy the patent?
To file a provisional patent, you're looking in the ballpark. A good one, a good technology patent with a proper lawyer. No, this is not tzedakah. You have to. You get. You're lucky if you even get the meeting. Thank you, Andrew Bachner, by the way, and team of 50 lawyers in New York. You're lucky if you get the meeting. You have to fight for the meeting, and then in the meeting you have to hope that the lawyer is like, "Okay, I'll take you on, crazy Jewish guy in a basement." You actually plead, you supplicate, and then you hope you.
You need to supplicate, and you're at their mercy, right? You're at their mercy.
Well, this was a good Jewish lawyer with a yarmulke, so he laughed a bit. I said in the meeting, "I'm a mad scientist." He goes, "Yeah, I get it." And I think he got 2 other calls in the meeting. This is not a cakewalk. This is not a game. This is real life. You're lucky if you can get to the right guy. You're lucky if you find the right guy, and then you have to hope and pray that he will take the call, and then you have to hope and pray that your bar mitzvah bonds from 24 years earlier have got high enough that you have enough money to gamble. You could also go to Las Vegas and gamble. In fact, you'll have a better chance. You are, and I tell this to everyone who asks, an entrepreneur, their business will not survive. It's an 80% chance you will fail in like the 5-year mark. A startup, a tech startup, 90% chance you will never get anywhere and it's all a loss. Even if you get funded, even if you are paid to do it, it's not happening. 1 in 10. And even crazier, 97% of all patents are worth goose egg. So you have to be you actually have to be crazy in your own heart. And if you don't believe in if you're not religious, you become religious. You become religious. People say, "Oh, how many times do you pray? 3 times a day." I go, "No, 10x that, 30 times a day." Well, what kind of prayer are you doing? Well, I don't have time. How am I supposed to get to the synagogue if I have to fight for meetings constantly with all the not nice people who run the big tech companies? Not nice people who are who are more than happy to take your money and mine. So I have to like fight for the meeting. You're a small fish in a world of sharks. You have to move very quickly. You have to swim very, very quickly. You're luck, and you get bit, and you get knocked out all day, every day. And then I'm sorry. You asked the questions. This is your interview, not my monologue. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say that's why we call it Shark Tank, I guess.
Every meeting that you get is like an exam that I wrote in high school. Every day I write an exam, a big one. It's literally like a boxing match against a person 10 times stronger than you. And I'm a scrawny, I was in the math club. I was the president of I was the vice president of the math club, and people were like, "Oh, Merker in the math club." And then I was on the chess team. So anytime there's a meeting, it's like, "Oh, one of these Jewish nerdy. What are you, a nerdy, unbillionaire Bill Gates? Who do you think you are talking to me?" And I say, I did research, and I think your company sucks. And people are like, "Well, you can't. How dare you? I am a big person." I'm like, if your technology is so good, why does it take 2,000 people to maintain it, and it still doesn't work? Who would buy this garbage? If you push, I'm not proud of it, but if you go to the head of a company, there was a call yesterday, and you start pushing them around, they go, "Oh, wait a second. Wait a second, I've been running this company for 20 years, or I'm an important person." But if they stay on the call, they have the right to leave. But if a person stays on the call, then that's the guy. And you pursue. You are a hunter. You are like a small fish in a big pond, and you have to be hunting at all times. You crazy hunting. I will talk to anyone.
So you're fearless, but have you made any traction with any of these toy companies to take on this product?
Not only have I made traction, I am at a point now where people not only call me, but they come to me. They come to me. People whose salaries are published online, and I'm saying this with lots of pride, people whose salaries are published online, they take pictures with me now. And you know what? They don't know. No one really knows if how far I am. Am I at 0%? Am I at 100%? Maybe I'm at 99%. I myself do not know at any point in time if I am successful or going to get a good licensing deal, or if I'll be in business next year. It's actually a world of endless risk. You are always not, it's a roller coaster. This morning, a great success. I talked to like this guy with 40,000 followers on LinkedIn, and he's going to be my mentor for the next 10. I got 10 hours with him. Yeah, those 10 hours are brutal. Merker, bad. Bad, Michael. You failed again. We're going to beat you. And I'm like, "Coach me hard." And he goes, "Well, I'm going to do that." And I'm like, no, I want to be like boxed so that when I get into the arena next time, I can take a few more punches. And that's real life. It's not it's not a fairy tale. It's not a TV show. I don't watch so much TV, but I watched a couple episodes of Dragon's Den or Shark Tank, That's not what it is. That's a TV show. When
Yeah.
you are in the den, you are in the den, and you do, and you know, you don't go to Lego and be like, "Hi, Lego. Hi, the largest toy company in the world. I'm a crazy Jewish guy in my basement who has some patents." No, there's 1,000 other people fighting for the same licensing agreement. Maybe 2,000 in this with AI in this day and age. How do I stand out? The secret I've always learned is how many of these guys are Orthodox Jewish guys, and there's one of them, and they will do all things. There is usually a group of 50 people, 100 people, or a small team of 10 people. That's a company. Me, I'm a one man like machine, and I am reckless. In fact, anytime there's a speaking event, I say that I do build everything out of Lego, not Lego, but Lego like variant blocks. They're called Pix Bricks. Incredible microchip like blocks. I didn't
Yeah.
invent these either, but I met the inventor, and this guy was like impossible to find, and he's like, "Don't tell anyone you found me." And I'm like, "Why not?" He goes, "Well, you're not so far along in business. You'll see when you get to the point where you start taking down your YouTube videos." And and we're like, "We're gonna buy your company," and it's interesting. I'm blabbing. We should.
Let me ask you, what was the hardest stretch when you're starting out? You spoke about a lot of difficulties and challenges, no doubt. But what was the hardest stretch, or are you still in that hardest stretch? Have you ever left that hard stretch point?
Every day is hard. Every second of every day is brutal. But after you've gone through it, there's a threshold in my heart where it's like, after you do this, and there's so many struggles in this and so many struggles, you actually get to the point where it doesn't bother you anymore to fail publicly or succeed privately or win this round but lose the next three. You actually lose. I have lost all fear. I have no fear left.
No fear. Not you'll do anything.
Merker, there's a trade show next week. We'll give you 60% off. Done. My wife's like, "Wait, what happened?" The trick is you ask for forgiveness, not permission. That's what I always tell people. Forgiveness, but not permission. Merker, you
Right.
broke into our database. Merker, you secretly did this. I told you never to do that again, and don't talk to me again. And I'm like, "Well, you're talking to me right now. So what are we all about here?" Hey, you're trolling me. I'm like, "Well, it's not my fault that you run an inefficient company, and that's why your stock went down 12%. Hey, don't ever say that to me again. No, I'm Mike Merker, and I'm going to say what Mike Merker's going to say. I don't care who you are. I am who I am, and reckless. People are afraid of me. Oh, there's the Merker. The Merker's at the conference. Oh, this guy. We don't know what he's going to do. The police. I gave a lecture at a synagogue once to a group of less than righteous individuals. The security guard came in the room. "What's going on here? This is unauthorized." I'm like, "It's a lecture. It's an impromptu." The police were called. The policewoman walks in the room. I'm like, okay. I didn't schedule the lecture. I don't own the bite, but we're having a little bit of Torah learning, and there was some alcohol, I admit. Mike, that's not the way. That's not the way. Apologize. Everyone was over age, I think. Okay, we're not again. Okay, we're all gonna leave. Everyone, put your weapons. Put your things back in your bags.
Right.
We're all Jews here. Mistakes happen. Mistakes happen. You step on the wrong toe of the wrong person. They will. Yeah. Mr. Merker, why did you call me? I really wanted to speak to you. Your websites are incredible. Yeah, and they cost $120,000 each. And you will never afford it. You say that today, sir. Give me another year, and you might be working for me. Oh, hey, who are you to talk to me like this? I have a team of 20 people, and I'm like, well, if you could do all the work, you wouldn't need a team. You would be a one-man arsenal. And the guy's like, what? Interesting. How do you automate this? And I'm like, oh, now you're asking for advice. Okay. There was a situation. A friend dared me. I was in a technology accelerator program, and a friend dared me. He goes, "You can't get a meeting with that guy. He's a big deal. He runs a huge gaming company. How will you get a meeting with him?" Not only did I get a meeting with him, my wife was doing laundry. I was sitting right here, and I just pushed the meeting into place. And he's like, "I have another meeting in 4 minutes," and I'm like, "Okay, go to that. You know I have better stuff than your entire team put together." He goes, "Prove it right now." And then you fight. You have to push through. I said to him, "How much money do you make a year?" Terrible. I trolled him, and you're actually trolling is very effective for business engagements. Very effective initially. Then you have to apologize after.
Right. Well, let me ask you this question: was there ever a point in all of this where you almost quit and you decided to throw in the towel here?
3 times. 3 times. 3 times. Once.
You want to touch on that?
Yeah, 3 times I said there's no way I'm going to figure out a better QR code. There's no way. And then I tried and tried and tried. And then I gave up. Why did I give up? What really happened? I listened all 3 times. I was not listening to my heart. One time it was so hard and I was so nervous of doing the presentation that I freaked out and I said, "I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore." Another time, I was at a trade show, and someone's like, "Let me interview you." And the next day, I was flying home from Las Vegas, and I'm like, "I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore." And it's impossible. And then last night, I was like, "Oh, okay." This much money was spent. This much time was spent. And now I'm on, this is how much further I have to go. Oh, I literally had a migraine for 2 hours. Every day, actually, to be honest, every day there's a voice in my head that says, "You cannot do this. The task is too hard." Every day there is a voice in my head that says, "You cannot do it. It's too hard." Then there's another quieter voice that says, "We can get this done, Michael. We can get this done, computer expert. We can get this done. The mathematics is not so hard. The computer engineering is not so hard." You have allies and you have critics. The allies are cheering you. It's very polarized. Today it's like I have people who are like, Merker will finish the marathon we don't care how long a metaphor. We don't care how long the Boston Marathon is. Merker said he's going to run the marathon from start to finish. Now, he didn't know that it was 26 miles when he started, and he's not in good shape. He's the chubby Jewish guy sitting in his basement. So he's obviously not, drinking the protein shakes and eating the carrot juice and going to the gym 24/7. He's not a fitness guy. How is he going to run the metaphoric marathon? And when a lot of people say that you can do it, that motivates you. But what even more motivates Mike Merker is all the people who say there is no way that it's even possible to do anything close to what he's even trying to do. No one's foolish enough to even try it. And when you get when you have someone on your side, they're good. When you have a critic against you, telling you to your face, this is of no value and no one will buy this and you're wasting your time, then it like propels you even more. It propels you. You're like, now I have to do it. I don't care, I don't care if I'm up till 4 a.m. I will study whatever I have to study, and I'll talk to whoever I have to talk to.
Let me ask you one final question here. What kind of advice would you give for young people who are starting off? They're starting off their career. They're the whole world is their oyster. They can do whatever they want. What advice would you give to those young people?
There's nothing wrong with going to high school, finishing high school, going to university, finishing university, and working for other people first. Working for other entrepreneurs first. You do not know what you do not know. One has to be cautious. How you have to be educated a lot in a field before you embark on something as hard as this.
Okay, all right. Listen, we're basically at the end here. I want to ask you, how can people find you, follow you, and support your work?
I will meet with anyone, no matter what. Okay, for 30-minute chunks, I'm on LinkedIn, Mike Merker on LinkedIn. I have a Mike Merker website. I have new app stuff in development. Anyone can reach anyone who loves me or hates me. Please reach out, and I will respond to anyone. If you're crazy enough to reach out to me, and I'm gonna put my Calendly link on LinkedIn so it's readily available, and I'm gonna say, from the Fox Den podcast, I commit to this forever. Okay, we'll see how many people. I will meet with anyone, and I will hear any idea, no matter how smart and stupid, because everything begins with a crazy idea. But I always encourage, there's a huge difference between a small business, a startup, and a technology invention. Technology inventing is completely different than I'm going to have a small business and I'm going to see if it makes money and maybe it will succeed, maybe it will fail. A startup's a huge, impossible, challenging undertaking. It's not a fairy tale. Technology inventing is extremely complicated and costly. Nothing's free. So we do not want to, person under 30 years of age, I would strongly discourage from pretending to be a technology inventor. You do have to have a lot under your belt. We're not talking here one day tinkering. We're talking here like lifetime, decades. I was 3 years old when I first learned programming. So imagine, and I'm 42 next month. So imagine how many hours a crazy guy like me has spent, doing computer stuff. In fact, right now I'm sitting, this is my desk. This is me. This is my basement. This is my desk. This is where I sit. I'm on one computer here. I have phones. I have hardware. I have a crazy setup. This is my basement. This is my one of my TVs. That's another one of my TVs. These are all my blocks to do all my stuff. My children, I have 5 kids, and they are the guinea pigs. I'm always running a lab. In fact, amazing, raw and unedited, and with real life, amazing.
All right, thank you so much, Mike Merker, for joining us. Have a great day. I'll let you get back to your inventions.
Thank you so much.